What's up, guys? Happy Friday. This is so exciting. It's been a wonderful week, and of course it continues over to a weekend, but I'm pretty excited that it is Friday because at least my workout regime is done for this week. But which is great. It'll time to pick it up again on Monday. But one thing as far as habits, or as far as everything else that we've discussed, or fear of failure, or what do I want to do in life, and asking yourself those questions. One thing we have not discussed, is something that I wanted to add to this mix and the conversation that we've been having, which speaking of the conversation, I really appreciate everyone's comments and feedback for this videos on the social media, as well as Heart and Mind of a Leader blog. I really appreciate your feedback, and as well as sharing your points of view on the topics that we've been discussing. Please continue to do that. It's extremely beneficial for me, as well as everyone else that's reading or listening. One thing I do want to kind of go back to and briefly talk about is, as we ask ourselves all these questions, as we try to figure out what we want to do in life, and how do we proceed, how do we motivate ourselves, and then when you're talking about the change, there are many people are afraid of change and uncomfortable with change, which is completely understandable, right? Because we need to understand why we're doing it. Why are we changing our life, or changing our process, and changing our present, and going for perhaps a better future, whatever that may be in your situation. But I think one thing we fail to understand in many cases is, why are we doing it? So it's really just that whole power of asking the question why. And not many people do that. We tend to kind of either risk it all and just kind of go into this change, or this new opportunity, or new lifestyle, whatever that may be, without really considering and asking ourselves these questions as to why are we doing it? What's in it for me? Why are we changing it? If it's a work process, perhaps a new policy, a new rules or regulations, or whatever that may be in your workplace, asking a question, why, or what's in it for me, or what's in it for us, is a really important question to ask. First of all, for your personal, for your understanding, because if you are changing your lifestyle, if you are changing the way you are doing things, if you are changing where you live, the question would be, as asking why, should answer those questions. And if you're not receiving the adequate responses or adequate information, you should be looking for more information. You should be looking for ways to answer the question, or the big question, why. Same thing when you are accepting a new change, accepting a new opportunity. If there's something that is present in front of you, something you're asked to take on, the good question to ask is why, right? And of course, not in the mean or direct way, but asking clarifying questions, and really trying to help you to understand and outline, to make sure that you get exactly what's in it for you. You understand, how you can benefit from this process, how the company or business can benefit from the process. How's your family? How can your family can benefit from the process? Because I know a lot of you, including myself, the number one priority is the family. So anything that you do, anything you change, would have some sort of effect on you and your family, right? So knowing and understanding why is important. So anything you change or implement in your workplace, if you're a business leader, if you're, executive leadership or a CEO, it's just, when you're changing a process or introducing something new, it's important to remember that your employees, your colleagues will probably be asking the same question, and you need to be prepared best ahead of time before the change is introduced to explain why. Why are we doing it? Why are we changing the process? Where are we going? So that those questions can be answered by you or by the organization for the people, so they know exactly what to expect and they're ready to accept the change. Because once it's known, once everybody knows what's in it for them, once you know what's in it for you, then accepting the change and knowing exactly where you're going is going to be a rather easy process and much less scary and easier to make. So same goes whenever you're making a decision for you and your family. Being able to explain, and important to explain to your spouse, your significant other, your children, why you're changing it, why are we moving from A to B, whatever the case may be in your situation. But just keep one thing in mind and make sure you address that with whoever that that needs that explanation, even if it's just yourself. If it's just you and nobody else is involved, and there's a change that's present, or if there's something new that you want to take on, outline the question and responses to that question. Why am I doing it? What's in it for me? What are the potential benefits? What are the potential risks? And answer those questions, because that's what's going to be important for you to be more comfortable and ready to accept whatever comes your way. So that is it on the power of why and asking that question. But it's a really important ingredient in anything that we do in our lives. This was Alex Keeson. I really hope that you have a wonderful rest of Friday. I'm hoping you have a wonderful weekend. And please don't forget to spend time with your family and your spouses and husbands, children. Make sure that you remember to pause and appreciate life and everything that's happening around you. But in addition to making sure that you prepare and get ready for the week that's ahead of you. Again, have a wonderful weekend. This was Alex Keeson, and I will talk to you guys next week. Take care.